Janie Lewis hears stories like these often.
7 years ago, after losing my mother, I found myself homeless and living on the street.
But she knows for one anonymous woman, these typewritten words were reality.
I became addicted to drugs and then got involved in sex work to support my addiction. I was incarcerated and beaten often, living on the streets because I thought I had no other options.
As executive director for the nonprofit Natalies Sisters, Lewis, her staff, and volunteers work closely with sex-trafficked and sexually exploited women. Here at their drop-in center on North Limestone, they provide them food, clothing, and other resources.
If you take care of material needs, then they can focus more on making a step and making a change. If they're living day to day and just living in crisis and trauma and trying to get their next meal, they really can't think past that.
7th Street, from what Lewis sees, is the center of much of this street activity in Lexington, and for many of the women in prostitution, Natalies Sisters tries to help. But it's not just here.
It's hard to believe that this happens in the Commonwealth, but it does.
Heather Wagers is the executive director of the Attorney General's Office of Trafficking and Abuse Prevention and Prosecution, or TAP. She says human trafficking and sexual exploitation are occurring right now in all 120 Kentucky counties.
Yes, there are a lot of talk about human trafficking around big events, but it happens every day in small rural towns, dotted along highways in strip malls across the state.
And it's getting worse, specifically with an explosion of illicit massage businesses. The shops disguise themselves as licensed spas or massage parlors, but instead sell sex. Analysts say Kentucky has seen a 71% increase in illicit massage businesses since 2020. That's nearly double the national average.
It takes more than just police officers and prosecutors. It really does take a community policing approach, and so we need our neighbors to be part of that effort with us.
The AG's office and local law enforcement are using what they call the HOPE initiative to fight back, trying to raise awareness about the signs of illicit massage businesses and teaming up with landlords to get them out. At their drop-in center, Natalies Sisters welcomes dozens of women each day who have been victimized and taken advantage of.
It really does change the way that the women think. They become fearful and guarded. They have low self-esteem. They become numb to homelessness, hopelessness, disappointment, and trauma. It's just expected in their life. They don't think that they deserve or will ever see anything different.
Yet they're able to show them hope.
Natalies Sisters continues to support and encourage me today.
What Lewis sees in this sister's story:
in these past 3 years, God has restored my family, my mind, and my entire life. Now I see a future for myself after 10 years of darkness.
Not an ending, but a beginning. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.